Okay, squaring off. I'm just thinking. Now, the final in the Nakshatras with Cancer. Hang on a hot minute here. I'm just gonna get... This is how I do a chart now. Well, this is how I do a tarot chart. I'll do them with different decks as well, but and this is my personal one. So these two inner wheels are my specific placements plus my planets. But these two wheels, what I did was I went and I made an accurate, well, fairly accurate, way more accurate, uneven zodiac according to when the sun enters, right? The midpoint, hits the midpoint between each constellation. The difficulty being, of course, where Aquarius's arm overreaches Capricornus. But then we make an executive decision, right? Here we have Cancer. And I just wanted to see Virgo. Virgo lasts till the 1st of November, from mid-September. That's the true Virgo. That's the true 6th house. It's huge. Now, 4th house. Pushya but Ashlesha. We're ending in the 3rd pada of Ashlesha. That's where the 4 of Cups hit, right? Ace of Cups. 2, 3. So let's say the 2nd and 3rd padas of Ashlesha. We're getting into Naga territory where the Naga know that this is a prison planet. And they help to get out of it. Medical caregiver, collaborators. Something to do, possibly, with either of those. But over in the 5 of Swords, you know what, I don't know. Because that chart isn't accurate for 5 of Swords in Libra. I'm looking at 3rd and 4th of Swati and the 1st of Vishaka. I don't think I've got my quick notes for that yet. No, but I can say there's a victory arch in Vishaka. Captain's Wheel, Potter's Wheel, thanks to vidyamitra.com. I'll put a link in. The wind, Svati's like the wind, and there's a possible powerful sun, S-O-N, involved here. A lot of entrepreneurial energy, though. A lot of entrepreneurial energy. Attached to those 5 swords. And the 10 swords, I can definitely tell you. Up here. Okay, Aquarius now. Chaos magic always. The star, the 8-pointed star. It's a 7-pointed star in Pamela's. But in the Morgan Greer's, it's an 8-pointed star. Which means chaos magic. Which can be good or bad. We're dealing with definitely Purvabhadra Pada. So... yeah. The three padas of Purvabhadra Pada. Which in my shorthand, now there are other qualities to this. Motivational speaker, money, magic, and art, guru, publisher. That's my shorthand for those. Leaning into a worship of mum. But that's in the actually getting into Pisces. So, if any of that information helps clarify as an affirmation. But don't, if it doesn't, then it means there are other placements in your chart that are affecting that, and it's an aspect of, right? Okay, so let's get into the oracles. Okay. And what I'll do, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to read Mel, and then I'll... A note on love. Because I haven't quite finished with these 4 cups yet, right? This is, when it's come in reverse, it's meant a death at times. So there could be somebody coming into the family. But there's this level of awareness as well. It might not have anything to, it might be completely tied to spirit guides, because we do have that blue door there. So there could be hesitancy, and it's squaring off with this. So there's friction. So there is, okay, what we'll say is there's definitely information coming through from the spirit world to you. Definitely people coming in through, and whether or not they are helping, they have been helping to push this. They're helping to turn the wheel. They are actively involved in this situation. You are not alone in it. You're not alone in it. Not that you would think that you are. However, if we take this energy as Uranus energy and Aquarius energy, plus this energy, you might actually feel like the star reversed, and you might feel very alone. You might feel very alone. Well, and even, you know. What's with that? 6 of Wands. Yeah. 6 of Wands in reverse. So you might be feeling completely unappreciated and overlooked. And therefore, these 8 Pentacles are down. Enter into the unknown. As for these secret sketches, familiar and friendly kind. I kind of feel like those kind of go hand in hand. And they did, yeah, this was at the top of the deck, this was at the bottom of the deck, okay. Inner power, absolutely. Inner power, it's there. Which you know, you've been probably relying on it that long, that compassion in action. Could go here. I kind of want to put it here. Yeah. Oh, yes. This 5 is a compassionate 5 then. What does the situation need? Okay. Whoop. We'll read Kuan Yin. We'll finish with Kuan Yin, with Wild Kuan Yin. Let's get the Mother Goddess card. Let's get her out. I just want to say, this is the amazing. I have all of her decks. Well, no, she brought out a new one that I want. Mother Goddess. Get ready for this. I'll hold. Now, I could hold the card up. Well, I'll hold the card up for a moment here. And I'll try and get out of the way of the light. Look at that deep red of that root energy, yes? This is Mal. Where is she? There she is. Okay. She has a good website, Spirit Dreaming, I believe. Yeah, it'll be linked. Mother Goddess is known by many names, yet she stands above all. We are all born from her womb. The Mother Goddess is the keeper of wisdom and truth, and has the ability to create what she deems as necessary. She is our true mother and works only from a place of true unconditional love. She just simply is. This card represents your ability to see the universal picture, right? To see beyond the initial challenges. The Mother Goddess is not limited by time and space. She can see beyond today and tomorrow and look back into the past. You have the ability to see into the future and create what you need. You're born as a leader. You're looked upon as such for your courage and insight and your ability to be fair and just. Trust in your abilities to lead, for you have what it takes. You have earned the respect of your peers and your family, only you often forget the power that comes with your role. It's time to step up once again and lead in the task that is at hand. So I feel like, would it be correct to say, because we do have, okay, so we've got the compassion coming through again and the bigger picture. But we also have her saying, looking back on the past and how the card fell, and asking you to reflect, asking you to remember, and I would say possibly make notes. It's often how, the only way I actually get to the aha is by having made the notes. Again, I do it in that, and I have the whole book to prove it. But does the situation look like you are the one who lost it for people, and it's somebody else's turn to take over and fix what you did wrong? Is that what the situation looks like? That controlling situation, but actually, in fact, right now is the time where it's yours to take it and lead it, and it's going to require the cooperation of everybody else, but you're going to own it because you've been building. Yes. I feel like the situation is possibly making you feel like you've cost everybody too much, whereas in fact they'd be nowhere without you. And it's appearing that way, and probably for many reasons, including the fact that we're stuck in a prison planet. Okay, so there is a level of awareness. Yes, okay, there is a level of awareness here required with this Four of Cups. That's what that's about. Remember that this is a prison planet. Remember, and unless you thought otherwise, no, it's a prison planet. There's a bigger picture here. And she is up against it. Children are trafficked, have always been trafficked. Evil's always been done. Right? So the things are meant to look to shut you down. There is what did they get me to quote from Jesus? Just stop judging by appearances and start judging by what's right. And the power that comes from his resurrection. Here and now. Not in the next life. Don't listen to Paul if you do. No, Peter was where it was at. Paul's just rebuilding, rebranding the temple for the next world order. He had to hide for 14 years from the people who loved Jesus and hung out with Jesus because they knew he was a fake. They knew he was bad news. He was the Antichrist. So, in the here and now with this Mercury right here, the problem is, yeah, we go back. It feels like a garden moment, a Gethsemane moment. Before he's going to be crucified. And everybody's asleep. Everybody doesn't get it. And he's got to cope with it alone. But there is this core relationship here that you have with someone. Okay. Let's get into the Susan. So, as we read for each position, the Sun position, I'll give my shorthand. Alright, and I'll get this focused. Oh! See the trident? The trident's actually a symbol in the Nakshatras as well. Hang on. I think I forgot to press record. Okay. So the trident is attached to Shravana Nakshatra, which is interestingly enough in the Nine of Pentacles position past your Eight of Pentacles. And it's having to do everything in threes or being told something 3 times. We have that memory issue, yes. And see how we have that. We have the Four of Pentacles. There is stability. So this controlling situation, being controlled, because we have the Capricorn energy there, right? With that King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles repeating, right? The opportunities are there. The luck is there. Everything's there. Outside this manipulation. Okay. And Mother Goddess is with you. And remember, Mother Goddess has to work between the lines. Hack the system. It hasn't been a good world. It's been a long time since, well, look at the story of the African prophetesses. 6,000 years and then they get smeared for, well, it hasn't been quite 6,000 years, but alright. Now I need to flip the page farther. In the Sun position, triggers and instincts. You're probably giving too much. Although it's admirable to serve others, you're losing the respect of your peers. Alright, so Mel tells you you've got the respect. But there is respect. Ah! Four of Cups. It's a question of which peers you're looking at. Yes, the ones in the Matrix or the ones in the spirit world. Your professional guides. Okay. One's going to take precedence over the other. Although it's admirable to serve others, you're losing the respect of your peers and attracting only those who are emotionally crippled. And this is the Sun position might not resonate, right? Remember that. Your selfless, compassionate nature attracts. Now, compassion is bringing in a different understanding of compassion, right? So, is it overly sympathetic and empathetic when it needs to be what Mal would define as compassion and deciding what the situation needs, right? Okay. Your selfless, compassionate nature attracts selfish dependence. In this situation, neither you nor they can truly grow. Dependent people hold you back and forfeit their ability to advance without your wisdom and help. True progress cannot be made under such self-deprecating circumstances. Learn to hold on to yourself and lend a firm hand from a distance. Alright, let's try finishing that sentence again. Where did it go? from a distance. Learn to hold on to yourself and lend a firm hand from a distance. Financially, where are you at with this? Moon position. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see, am I standing in the shadow? The emotions are finally purified. It's time to move on to other levels and put any cynicism aside. Sorry about that. Emphasis on cynicism with the door slamming. Any cynicism aside, you can transcend bitterness or negativity now. You're able to look through the outer shell and perceive the inner core. Your true joy is in reaching out and giving to others. You sense the spiritual rhythm that can allow you to merge with something higher. Pay close attention to your visions, but be especially aware of your delusions too. Now is the time to appreciate the God potential in yourself and others. Right? Okay, so keeping everything very protected. Because the cynicism is going to invite, it's going to invite the trouble. Yes. Not the same as a sharp wit. Not the same as, you know, like there are smart people that know how to engage in, so, right? Like it's, I don't want to talk over her, but sometimes it just, like, I get stuck thinking, making sure that, you know, I'm not over internalizing something that she doesn't mean to, or it's okay to disagree sometimes, right? Or expand on. Because, yeah, you don't want to lose your sense of humor to being overly sweet, overly, you know, like, geez, well, no, everybody who's good. What would Malcolm X do? That's all I gotta say about that. Mercury position. In the Mercury position, hear the mind, and that's your mind and imagination. The moon's your conscience, right? So just make sure, like, she's saying your conscience in the moon position, the one we just read, it's all cleared up. The work's been done, right? So now for your mind and imagination, your problem solver. Here the mind takes a delicate, sensitive turn. You're sensing and absorbing all kinds of wild, unusual energies. It's important to evaluate your circle of friends. Are you feeling angry or depressed? Are you having strange, masochistic, or unusual ideas? Wow. Okay, door slams again, and the heater acting up. These thoughts may not be your own. Oh, okay. Pay special attention to any cycles of low energy or gloominess. You may be able to pinpoint the source outside yourself. And I've got that door outside, yes, and I've got the heater coming on and everything, and those are all okay. You may be able to pinpoint the source outside yourself. Beware of psychic vampires. They're especially attracted to saints. Even a spouse, relative, or friend could be draining your energy excessively. So we're speaking beyond even just empathic levels. We're talking about what do we have going on here? Especially with this connection here. But we have that whole situation. Yes, this whole situation. Okay. It's over. In the Venus position. So your appetites, your needs, your attractions, looking after fights with phone companies, things like that. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Cultural and all right. Your Venus position, which I'm going to start over again because I read the wrong paragraph. You sense a setback. No, why am I reading the wrong? Okay. Take 3 on reading the right paragraph for your Venus position. So far I've read the Russian Byzantine Cathedral card, the Medieval Illumination card, and now, for whatever reasons, now I'm actually going to go to the early Christian catacomb painting. You need to clearly define your attractions. Okay. They just got me to define something 3 times. Remember, oh, and it was the 3rd time. Okay, so emphasis on that 3. This is where the 3 is coming into play. Something needed to be done 3 times, and it's attached to the Venus. Okay. You need to clearly define your attractions. It's possible that you look to be saved through your romantic involvements. Such thinking makes you especially vulnerable to deception. Maintain some distance from your love interest for a short while. When you finally reunite, you may be surprised to learn that you have not been seeing this person in a realistic light. Well, what's interesting is that okay. See, this is when we go with the whole twin flame thing, but even not just the twin. Before I ever knew about twin flames, I knew that I was on a path that it was part of the, I don't know if it was part of the Kundalini awakening or what have you, but I even had lucid dreams. I had a very clear set of, I had a 10-year trajectory, and it's turned into a 16-year, right? Like it fulfilled. And the person that they led me to was the person that they gave me the lucid dream about, that I didn't realize was that person. I didn't realize the dream was about that person until even after I'd split from him a few years in, like, so, let's say 13 years into it, 3 years into that relationship, then I realized that basically 2 years or 3 years before I met him, that dream had been about him, and tied to the rest of it. So there's a journey to be on that involves, if it involves a person and you're one, and you feel like a sense of responsibility because there was another person to follow that for me. You need the mix of coming to the point where you get to not only be aware of what your path is with your guides and your chart and who you are, if you have any free will at all, or if you have to stick to the plan, how this other person works with it or not. And then what to do. Okay. So the 3 times thing is applying to this situation. And take time until you are, I'm going to say, till this wheel experience. Yes. You want your uniqueness, whatever this has to be fulfilled. Yeah, okay. Well, this paragraph is saying to take time, but while you define your attractions, because now you need to get into the chart work as well, get into the Nakshatras to see what the path is for this relationship. Whether or not you do have to, if you're in opposition, if there is an opposition to each other, if you have, and it would be hard to know what in the charts is going to do that. You need to know your own story, because then the oppositions do need to succeed together. And it's not that the relationship's rescuing you, it's that your God and your guides are rescuing you, and that relationship is part of the rescue. So that's all astrological.